Hello, my name is Allison Salamak, and I am a second-year master's student in the School of Leadership and Human Resource Development. I also serve as the coordinator of the Greek Life office on campus. Today, I will be presenting on a current topic in leadership, the middle skills gap. There is a clear gap between the skills of the workforce and the job requirements of the workplace. According to the National Skills Coalition, in 2015, 53% of all jobs in the U.S. were middle skill jobs, but only 43% of the nation's workers were trained at the middle skill level. These statistics have only decreased 1% since 2012. For the purpose of today, I will focus on research related to closing this gap. I'll provide examples that require cooperation together with reformed structure and funding across the country. The 2015 report from the National Skills Coalition shows that the demand for middle skill jobs will remain strong. It is predicted that between 2014 and 2024, 48% of job openings will be middle skill level. The National Skills Coalition suggests that states can close their middle skill gap by adopting policies that support sector partnerships and career pathways and by making job-driven investments. This presentation will highlight options that could operationalize these concepts. I'll discuss how businesses, industry sectors, education, and targeted federal funding initiatives can work together to train people to fill the growing numbers of openings in middle skill jobs. Middle skill jobs are positions that require more education than a high school diploma, but less than a four-year college degree. According to the October 2017 Harvard Business School article, Dismissed by Degrees, How Degree Inflation is Undermining U.S. Competitiveness and Hurting America's Middle Skill Class by Fuller and Rayman, new research finds that 3 in 5 employees report difficulty in filling middle skill jobs. Therefore, the current topic in leadership arises. Employees do not have the skills to move up in jobs, and employers cannot find qualified workers to fill jobs. According to the 2018 Better Training and Better Jobs article by Hanks and Madland, workers are increasingly on their own without sufficient tools and the structures they need to succeed. This skills gap includes a wide range of individuals. Some are struggling to enter the workforce after vocational school, and others are being laid off based on the inability to adapt to technology. According to Ford and Orrell's article titled Older Adult Learners in the Workforce, New Dimensions to Workforce Training Needs, one reason we have this gap is the shift from manufacturing to service and technology-based industry has refined the common workplace and work demands of the worker. In 2014, more than 800 human resource executives were surveyed by Accenture. This survey identified sectors challenged by the middle skills gap. Consistently hard to fill positions include engineering technicians, nursing assistants, and computer support specialists. Therefore, implementing a job-driven workforce through job-driven training and education contributes to growing economy to provide job seekers with resources and employers with skilled employees. This issue begs the question, what can employers do and the government do to address this middle skills job gap? According to Fuller and Rayman, the companies can and should take the lead in training workers to fill the middle skills gap. To achieve this goal, business leaders must cooperate with one another, unions, education institutions, and both regionally and nationally. The key element in this partnership is cooperation. There are many strategies to address this issue. This is not a quick fix or a one-size-fits-all training solution. An alternative solution is private funding through organizations. The 2015 article titled, Did Employees in the United States Back Away from Skills Training in the Early 2000s? By Jeffrey Waddups, claims that businesses are the largest source of funding for workforce training. However, the 2018 article by Hanks and Madland says that private organizations are investing in training for only the highly educated star performers, not the middle skills jobs. According to the 2005 Ford and Orrell article, corporations face challenges of staying technologically advanced with a select core of workers. Therefore, workers must develop a variety of skills that are continuously updated. Hanks and Madland found that employer-provided training is on the decline. Companies are known to target HR investments when first cutting budgets. In addition, companies are increasingly unwilling to train new talent. Instead, they hold out for employees who can walk through the door prepared to go to work. When businesses are not prepared to invest in training, it directs us to an alternative solution through industry sectors. As concerns about this skill gap have risen, so has interest in the role that public sector sponsored programs might play in addressing America's workforce crisis. This hope is that public expenses for these programs will enhance participants' skills and in return increase future earning and tax payments and reduce their dependence on social welfare benefits, according to the article titled "The Promise of Public Sector Sponsored Training Programs" by Lalonde. According to the 2018 Center for American Progress article, research found that sectoral programs, in particular those who provide worker training in targeted, in-demand industry sectors, are effective in raising participants' wages and improving employment opportunities. Union management training efforts have built a model that has proven successful for Kaiser Permanente. The Coalition for Kaiser Permanente Unions launched in 2005 in cooperation with about 60,000 workers and 9 unions, in this case representing service employees, technicians, and nurses. This program now offers 79 programs in nursing, health technician training, and basic knowledge, including math and communication skills for more than 2,000 people. Program participants advanced in their career and achieved a wage increase of 18% higher on average than across-the-board increase for all employees. However, unions have declined over the years. As of 2012, only 12% of U.S. workforce and 7% of private sector workforce is unionized. Additionally, education through training may be necessary to bridge the middle skills gap. According to Ford and Orrell's article from 2005, job site training and a high school diploma may no longer be sufficient if the employee lacks basic computer knowledge. Therefore, organizations can provide more successful training programs if they are aware of generational differences in learning styles. For example, although already retired, research shows that veterans or individuals born between 1922 and 1943 best learn in traditional classroom settings with lecture and presentations by topic experts. Research has found that information needs to be presented in a non-emotional and non-threatening environment with facts, figures, details, and examples. On the other hand, boomers tend to enjoy team-building activities in a less structured setting. Unfortunately, many teaching environments are still in the pre-digital age. According to Owen Reeves, the millennial generation thrives with meaningful technology integration. Therefore, organizations are tasked with the challenge of constantly updating their curriculums and training methods. Overall, knowledge of these educational differences are important factors in effective training programs. Learning and analyzing previous federal programs can also lead to insightful plans for funding and initiatives. Federal workforce and education policies should be designed with input from job seekers and employers. The goal is twofold: to ensure that job seekers can access high-quality training and to engage employers to ensure that training is aligned with their skill requirements. The current federal response to this issue is through the passing of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, known as WIOA. President Obama signed the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act into law on July 22, 2014. According to the Department of Labor, WIOA is designed to help job seekers access employment, education, training, and support services to succeed in the labor market and to match employers with skilled workers they need to compete in the global economy. This act is intended to assist states in organizing education, training, and support services to job seekers and businesses. Since this is a federal act, it impacts states differently. Some drawbacks include that workers do not have input in the training programs, and programs end up training too few workers. Additional recommendations to this policy would increase the share of labor representation on the state and local workforce development boards and expand opportunities based on sectoral level for transferable skills for the industry level. Some states find that WIOA measures do not align with the individual's education goals. In order to increase funding, the measures must prove that the act is working. For example, WIOA performance measures may discourage programs from enrolling low-scoring adult readers by setting outcomes that are largely unattainable by those who have sufficient reading difficulty. WIOA's expectations are that all adult readers will produce rapid employment outcomes, but this doesn't reasonably consider the range of entering level or potential learning difficulties for low-scoring adult learners. In conclusion, the National Skills Coalition predicted that the demand for middle skill jobs will remain strong, and it is likely that almost 50% of job openings will be middle skill level from 2014 to 2024. Closing the middle skill gap requires cooperation, reform structure, and funding across the country. If this issue is not addressed, employers are unable to find skilled workers, and job seekers are unable to find a pathway to a better paying job. According to the National Skills Coalition, states can close their middle skill gap by adopting policies that support sector partnerships and career pathways, and by making job-driven investments. This presentation highlighted how businesses, industry sectors, education, and targeted federal funding can share the responsibility and work together to adopt new policies, support partnerships, and make investments. This concludes my presentation for today. Thank you.